Hey folks, welcome back to another Pokemon Master video. So last video before I go to sleep over here, it's like 2 a.m. So we got the new Lucky Cookies that we're going to look at, the Deluxe Lucky Cookies and a Guaranteed Lucky Cookie. So these are dropping with the new Legendary Gauntlet, which is dropping on the 20th next month, so, you know, something like that, right? And the first Legendary Gauntlet we have is going to be against Entei, Cobalion, and Azolf. So it looks like they're trying to ease us into it, so they're giving us a rather easy set of opponents to fight over here, right? So that's nice, right? I'm not looking forward to when we get like Moltres, Regirock, and like Cresselia. That would be not as fun. Well, maybe it'll be fun. Who knows? Anyways, let's check them out. So these actually have some really interesting stuff. So the 1-star Deluxe Lucky Cookie, right? And I'm gonna go through all of them because they all have pretty interesting stuff in here. So 1-star, you have a low chance for move gauge refresh and stuff, but you have a chance for like super duper effective 1, power reserve 2. Right, Power Flux 3, pretty decent chance, right? Antitoxin, Flameproof, all these like anti conditions and stuff, right? And then you have Interference Immunity, which is really decent, right? And it's Complete Status Immunity as well. Healthy Healing, Supreme Entry, Headstrong, all these like no lowering stuff. It's like they mushed like crunchy and creamy, is it? Like the blue one and the pink one together. Some of these, right? Supreme there's like a lot of stuff. Like you got the fast track, mad strength stuff, defense crush. None of these are like, I mean, if you do want stuff like fast track 2, right? Defense crush 2, because there are definitely units that could use that. This is probably the way to go. The chance of getting these are actually pretty high, so that's definitely nice. You also have these, which are Speedy Entry 1 and 2s, right? Sharp Entry 1, Grand Entry, Sentry Entry, Fierce Entry. So a lot of units that, for example, have only +4 attack or +4 special attack on their kit, right? So then you don't have to bring like an extra support. You could just, if you could roll run these, then boom, you got it, right? But again, these chances are extremely low because there's just so many different lucky skills in here, right? I got Mind Games 2 over here, Wise Entry, Troublemaker 1, Pinpoint Entry 2, Witty Hit, Vigilance as well, right? So there's just so many in here. It's just really hard to dissect. At 2-star, it narrows it down a bit, right? Just basically, you just get like the good versions of these, for example, right? These entry moves, you get the good versions of these, and you just get the best version of all of these. And then in the 3-star is where it narrows down a lot, right? You get this narrowed down a lot. You get move gauge refresh 2, right? So just move gauge refresh on like whatever, right? 30% chance to give you a gauge back. Revenge boost 4. If you're tanking, 50% chance to get an extra gauge, right? Crit Strike 2, which is still Crit Strike 2, right? Still solid, you know, reliable. Yeah, right? Weathered Warrior 3, which is going to be great for units like Groudon, Kyogre, May, right? These weather setters that gives 30%, which is 10% more than Crit Strike, right? To your moves and sync moves when weather conditions are in effect. So for like a lot of these weather units, this is gonna be the new Crit Strike 2, right? For them, this is gonna be a new Crit Strike 2. Although I'd say for units that like receive help from weather, right? Like stuff like Brendan, I'd still say Crit Strike 2 is a bit more reliable, just because you know, you could use it anywhere, right? Not just on you know, when there's weather, right? So there's different team comps that you could throw in. Although I'm not saying Weathered Warrior 3 is not like bad option for Brendan, it's still a decent option, right? But you know, there are some decisions being made between that and Crit Strike 2. The next one's Super Power 3, which powers up moves and sync moves that are super effective. Same thing with Weathered Warrior 3, right? It is 10% more than Crit Strike 2, but Crit Strike 2, you at least get to use it like almost everywhere, right? Almost everywhere. And Super Power 3, it's just, you know, super effective, right? So when you're running off type, obviously that doesn't apply at all. But if you just do on type, that obviously is better than Crit Strike 2, it's 10% more. But again, it's limited to only on types, right? Head Start 1. This, a lot of people might just look at Head Start 1 and like, oh, who cares? I'm going for one of the attack boosting moves. No. Head Start 1 is amazing. Imagine Head Start 1 on Lear. Then you have Head Start 3 on Lear, which Lear, for the only, for all Lear has to do is just enter the game, and you have an entire turn of sync move countdown gone. All he does is enter the game, an entire turn of sync move countdown's gone. Then think about something like Sync to Elisa. She decreased sync move countdown by 2, not 3, but 2. But if you give Head Start 1, that's guaranteed a turn of sync move countdown gone for your team. That's crazy. Head Start 1 on certain units is crazy, absolutely crazy. Adrenaline 1's kind of like Head Start 1, but obviously you have to use it like post sync. So there are certain units that could benefit from this, right? Lear could still benefit from this as well, right? But there's just less units just because it's not as immediate, right? Interference immunity, fantastic. Interference immunity and status immunity are fantastic, right? Especially for tanks. Especially if we're gonna face some of these like legendary gauntlets, where a lot of these legendary units, what's the most like threatening thing about them a lot of times is not that they hit you really hard. Oh, there are some of those like that, but a lot of them is the statuses kill you, right? So these could be really, really good on tanks that already like have vigilance somewhere in the grid, right? So that could definitely be nice. What else? Healthy healing is good for any tank, right? Good for any tank. What else? Supreme entry, but again, like I'd still like to say vigilance is generally just more reliable, right? Supreme entry, 1 super duper effective up next to the user when it enters the battle. Against Master Mode with a tech nuker, right? Or just like a nuker that straight up, that doesn't do good DPS, right? That's just there for like a big nuke, right? So like the best example is Singsu Misty. Singsu Misty does nothing outside of her, like her outside of her nuke, she's like terrible, right? But she does have that one nuke, which might be a bit overkill. Like, just think of units that just don't. Sydney's a good one. Sydney's not a good one because you have to attack them to confuse them first. Unless you have someone else to confuse. What's a good one? What's a good example? I don't know, but like, I can't think of one on the spot, like, but you guys know there's units that could definitely, just go in, use that one big one, and boom, you get that one super effective up sync in, and that's obviously just very, very, very good, right? So, I don't know, it's like 2 a.m. I can't really, can't think of anything else. Let's go, okay, let's check the sync grid helper. What's some tech units, bro? That just really just need that one like big sync coming in. Marnie already has super effect up. No, I'm sorry, it's 2 a.m. right now. But there's units that could do that, right? Oh, Whimsicott's a good one. Whimsicott, right? Against super effective stages, boom. You don't have to attack before you sync, right? You're just debuffing the opponent's speed or buffing your own speed, right? And then boom, you get a big super effective up nuke in there. Again, it's only good for like one move, so like if you want to see like really cool like big damage, definitely that, right? I wouldn't say this is really good for stuff like Legendary Gauntlet though, but for Master Mode, you could go for that, right? Or something like, oh, maybe like Hala. EX Hala, right? You train a move twice, buff your crit, and boom, you go for that AoE sync with super effective up. Hala has super effective up too. Why do I keep on finding examples that have super effective up, man? But anyways, you guys think of it yourselves, man. I'm too tired. Just units like that, okay? Units that don't have to attack the opponent until they sync and has a good sync. So it narrows it down quite a bit. I I'd say in general it's probably not as consistent as stuff like Crit Strike 2, but it's still decent, right? There are some units that you could play around with, and it's fun. It's most importantly, it's fun. Vigilance, and there's a guaranteed Lucky Cookie one, where the only lucky skill in there is Head Start 1. You see, DNA knows how good Head Start 1 is. Again, at first glance, you're like, Head Start 1, who cares? But there's so many units that just become broken with Head Start 1. Because you straight up just get a whole turn of sync shedded off of you, right? Yeah, no, Head Start 1's good. Again, it's not for any unit in the game. There's a lot of units that really don't need or want it at all. But there's certain units in the game that start with sync move -2, and boom, instantly shredded a whole turn of sync move countdown off. That's crazy. That guarantees you, without going for quad Qs, guarantees you a second sync before the opponent syncs. That's insane. That is insane. Anyways, that's it for this one. I guess hope you all enjoyed. Guys, think in the comments down below. Like, share this video, subscribe to my channel for some more Pokemon Masters content. Again, when we have drop rates out, which we don't have at the moment, we'll go check those out. And I'm gonna go for a very, very well needed sleep after this very, very exciting night. And once again, I love New Year Sabrina. Fantastic, love her, the best. Anyways, have fun, folks. I'll see you guys in the next one.